So what most people see is a finished building, all done up, beautiful. Very few people see everything that happens long before the construction even begins. So in this episode, we're going to talk about the real process of building an assisted living home. So the first thing that we did was went out and looked for property through here in the county. We were running through all the options of, is Culpeper the place where we want to do it? Obviously we live here and it's close and convenient, but beyond that, we needed to know, is this county going to be able to support this? Are we going to be able to build this and have it rural feel, but still be able to fill the beds like we needed to? We started looking. We looked through a lot of the rural places that we knew would fit well in our model and with what our vision was for this. And, you got to kiss a lot of frogs, unfortunately, to get there. So you're looking at land that maybe is the perfect piece, but it's not gonna perk well, or it's not going to, line up well with what the total vision is outside of where that property is. So from there, we knew that we didn't want to be in town, but we knew that we still needed to be close enough for all of the services, emergency services and stuff. But there's a give and take with that, because being outside of the town limit means that you're not going to be on their sewer or water. You're going to have to be reliant on your own, again, sewer and water, electricity, infrastructure, build out on your own. So we wanted to find that perfect balance to where we were able to keep that rural feel, but make it sustainable and a solid infrastructure for this home. So as luck would have it, we landed on this beautiful piece of property right here on northbound 29 and have a lot of room to grow into. But even that meant that there was still going to be some drawbacks. And this wasn't even zoned correctly. It was going to have to go before the board for a public hearing. And we knew that we were going to have to overcome it. But if it works, you've got to find a way to make it fit. And that's exactly what we did. And we ran it to ground, and we got a unanimous vote from the board, which was fantastic and put all the wind in our sails to go after it. So I would say the takeaway with that is that sometimes just finding the land is even harder than building the building itself. Number 2, so let's talk about that zoning. This was a 7-month-long process that one would think would be relatively easy, figuring out some paperwork, filling it out, talking to some few folks, submit it. Yeah, it's nothing like that. This was a 7-month-long process that we had to not only do one application, we had to do 3 different applications for our conditional use, for our changing of the comprehensive plan, and also just to rezone this down to what we needed to make it for our build. So now, full transparency, there's a lot of paperwork involved with that. And there's a lot of agencies and a lot of different people that that we had to go through and talk to, and go talk to them again, and then start from the beginning. And it was all well worth it, but there's a lot of steps in that. And there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle that you've got to put together. And we're learning this as we go, because this is our very first build. But there's a lot that can take a toll on you, especially with the tape that you got to run through. So from there, you go to the planning committee, and then you get to present your project in front of a board of people, and they're going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb, and you have to stand there at the altar, which is only second nerve-wracking to recording YouTube videos.
We're going to keep that in.
And they hold your fate in their hands, and we were kind of nervous because it all can sway one way or the other. And I'll be honest, there was a few people that were really hard-nosed about it and wanted a lot more than what we were really needing at the time. And oh, by the way, it's open to the public, so people can come there and have an open forum to air their grievances about your project. And yeah, it's nerve-wracking, and they hold the fate of your project in their hands. And you've got a lot of money and time and effort tied up into researching this project and presenting it in the best way that you possibly can. And then once you're done with that and get an approval there, Then you get to go in front of the Board of Supervisors and do it all over again and get another set of 7 eyes to look at it. And we were very fortunate enough to get the vote, but what the public sees is the final vote, and they don't get to see all the months and months of effort and time and money that goes into curating this thing. Number 3, engineering and design. Feel like we started there and we're still there. What we're learning is there's a lot of pieces to that puzzle as well, and where some things pick up, other things start and stop, and then you have to pivot to another piece to this project. We've started off with getting our soil studies done, finding out what our perk tests were, what kind of good soil we could use to build with, what kind of good soil we could use to put our drain fields in, speaking with the electrical company, making sure we're gonna be able to bury the lines or at minimum relocate them so that way they're not obstructing the home. Talking to well drillers. Is this area good and usable for water? So we do have our architect and our engineer, and we've been kind of ping-ponging between the two, where one will stop, the other one will pick up, and then go back. But we're hoping to have all those plans buttoned up and rubber stamped here in the next couple months so we can go on to the next phase of the build out. So we're being very intentional with the design, but every line on that drawing equates to tens, if not hundreds of decisions. Okay, so number 4 is financing. This takes a lot to build this out mentally, emotionally, and all that, but financially too. What we found was there was gonna be a lot for us to have some skin in the game here. And yes, we were fortunate enough with the land to have some seller financing, but this is a multi-million-dollar deal that we wouldn't be able to take on through a conventional loan. So we were then able to turn to an SBA, which is a Small Business Administration type loan, use that to help start up and build out this project. Now, that said, they still want a down payment. When the structure's that big, so is the payment. So we are raising capital and going out into the community looking for partners that not only see this as a great business deal, but also have a heart and see the vision of bringing this to life for thousands of grandmas and grandpas. So number 5, what surprised us the most? Honestly, the time was what surprised us the most. We would hear on these calls with other partners about, how they're getting delays on this and they've got all these other pieces, and we were ambitious and thought, well, we can blow through this in 6 months. It's pretty cut and dry, small town. But the reality is that's not the case, because it can be very complex. You've got a lot of people and persons that have to be in just the right place at just the right time, and this one can't start until that one finishes. So we've had to keep all those people moving in the right direction, us moving in the right direction, and it was really fascinating to us to see how interconnected that everybody was to, from the soil guy to the VDOT, and how all that played a huge role into it. All in all, nothing moves as quickly as you think it will. The last thing is what comes next. We're wrapping up our site plans, gonna get those approved and ready. We're gonna start with our construction bids, going out to see what this project is gonna pencil out to. And beyond that, we're gonna be looking for staffing and licensing ourselves. And that sounds like a very short list, but it'll be elongated over time from getting everything together. Follow along with us. We'll keep you guys posted on updates as we go through it. Subscribe, like, share with your friends, family, your dog, anybody. Just keep us in the loop, keep us in mind, and we look forward to seeing you next time.